I have over $1,000 worth of product in my Sephora cart. Let's see if I buy it all. In total, rounded up, I spent... Wait, should I buy it? Last weekend, I went shopping at Sephora, and I'm not gonna lie, it was not the best experience. The parking lot was full, the mall was busy, it was loud, it was crowded. Multiple employees at Sephora kept coming up to me to try to get me to buy the YSL foundation. I think because it was the first week of November, there were just a lot of things going on at the mall. Macy's had their holiday decorations up, and when I went to Sephora, they had a DJ. So many things were sold out. It was just not a good time, and I think that I'm not gonna go back for a while because if this is how the holiday season is going to be, if it's gonna feel like Black Friday every single weekend I go to the mall, I'll stick to my shopping online. Anyways, today we are going to shop from the comfort of our own home. Hopefully I can give you an enjoyable shopping experience if you haven't yet made your order. Either way, play me in the background and we can shop at Sephora together. I was able to see everything in person, get swatches of it in person, so I'm gonna go through everything in my Sephora cart and let you know whether or not I made the purchase. At the end of this, I'll share with you what I actually bought. So the first thing I did when I went into Sephora was grabbed a cart because I was on a mission to get all of the products that I wanted to get. I had a feeling it was gonna be sold out, and unfortunately there were so many things that were sold out. I was late to the party. I don't know if it's just me, but I truly think that Sephora, they're making money. They are making money. I 100% believe it's due to influencers and TikTok. I wouldn't, if you're like a shopaholic, I wouldn't recommend TikTok. Get off TikTok. It is so easy to sell people on TikTok. I've been influenced on TikTok. If you don't want to shop, get off TikTok. Anyways, the first product I looked at was the Dior Forever Skin Perfect 24-Hour Multi-Use Foundation Stick. Too long, Dior. It retails for $52, and unfortunately they didn't have my shade in stock. I had 3N was my potential shade. I also was kind of frustrated because they didn't have any olive shades available. I'm not sure why this shade range is limited. I'm pretty sure it is a full coverage foundation, no? Buildable foundation, stick glides on smoothly. Wait, should I buy it? I think my shade went back in stock. I don't know. Anyways, what happened was I was gonna buy it in store. They were sold out, so I thought I would buy it online. As I was swatching the foundation on my hand, an employee told me I should get the YSL foundation instead. Turns out a YSL representative was there, and then multiple times after she came up to me, other Sephora employees came up to me to get me to buy this damn foundation. No, it's not the employee's fault. They're just doing their job. I've worked retail. I understand the struggle, but Sephora, please find another way to sell to people. I absolutely hate being pushed into buying something. It bothers me. It's a pet peeve of mine. And I'm also the type of shopper that likes to be left alone. I think that this went viral on TikTok or something because what is going on here? This is like the Dior blush all over again. The Dior lip oils all over again. Either way, didn't buy it because it's not in stock. They currently have my shade in stock again though, so I might be debating it. I also forgot to mention that when I do shop these sales, I like to have a criteria of why I'm shopping and what I'm able to buy, and also a budget. I'm not going to tell you my budget because I want you to kind of find out what I end up buying and how much I end up spending at the end of the video. The reason why I'm personally shopping is because I want to gain more product knowledge to make content around. I want to note this because I know that for you as a viewer or just a consumer who doesn't make content, your relationship with makeup is going to be a little bit different. I don't need any of these products that I'm buying. None of it is a need, none of it is a necessity. I am only buying it for the sake of content. My second criteria is just to buy from brands that I want to learn a little bit more about, get to know their products better. And the third criteria is to buy within my preferences. So I do have intentions to only buy products that I think I'm going to like and will be able to recommend to you. I make sure to pick out products within my preferences so that I can recommend them to those of you who have the same preferences as me, and also so that they can actually be usable in the long term. Because if I buy something for my makeup inventory that ends up being bad, I end up sharing a bad review and then I don't ever use it again. Okay, moving on, the next brand I had my eye on was Kulfi, specifically the Zari Eyes Long Lasting lasting cream shadow in the shade Sona Sona. I'm sure a lot of y'all were interested in this one too, and I got the last one in the store. I have the original Zari eyes in the shade like Satara Sparkles. It's a little bit different than Sona Sona. The glitters are less chunky, the formula is less chunky, but the formula in general is top tier. It's a beautiful kind of like jelly cream formula that sets on the eyes, lasts on the eyes, and gives you like a beautiful sheen and shimmer depending on what shade you get. So I was very interested in Sona Sona. This is a product that has gone viral, and honestly, rightfully so, because it's gorgeous. Kulfi is a brand that I am very interested in learning about all of their products because I feel like their audience aligns with my audience really well. They're a fairly new brand at Sephora, and a lot of the products that I've tried, I've really enjoyed. I had to add this one to my cart because I also want to compare it to the Patrick Ta duos. While I was there, I looked at their Lassie lip staining moisturizing lip oil. A lot of y'all recommended this to me as an alternative to the Rare Beauty lip oil stains. Swatching this in store, it was honestly no different than the Rare Beauty lip oils. It looked beautiful, the colors were gorgeous. I just don't know how it's going to stain my lips. So that is a risk I'm not sure I'm willing to take yet. So I'm not going to purchase this. This is on my maybe in the future. I also don't have any content really planned around lip oils, so whenever I do, maybe I will purchase this, and $24 buying at full price is not a big deal for me. Kulfi also has a You're an Icon Kajal eyeliner and Zari Eyes eyeshadow set. It does have a limited edition cream shadow. I do really like the Kajal eyeliner. Not the best really for like tight lining or lining on the waterline, but I do like it to smudge out my eyeliner. And I didn't end up getting this because the cream shadow I believe is limited edition, and if anything they'll probably release it on its own. This is also not a chunky glitter kind of cream shadow. It looks more like a champagne sheen, so wasn't really interested in that. Moving on to One Size Beauty, I of course had to grab the Oil Sucker Primer. A lot of my fellow content creators who have oily skin have been sharing really great reviews about this primer. I have had their other primers on my list to try, but they have like these mixed reviews, so I wasn't really sure if it was for me, like the sweat proof primer or even like the boba looking primer. None of that really felt like aligned with my makeup routine, but the oil sucking primer. Y'all know I'm an oily skin gal, and a lot of you are oily skin gals, so I don't know why I keep saying oily skin gals. So I had to grab the oil sucker primer to see if it lives up to the hype. One Size also released a new foundation. It's his Turn Up the Base Full Beat Waterproof Liquid Foundation. First of all, this actually felt really beautiful on the skin. It felt like a great soft matte foundation. I've heard that it's really good. I'm not ready to review any foundations, but I'm waiting to see if any more foundations come out, and potentially I might buy some of the newer foundations to compare with each other, because a lot of the newer releases is targeted towards oily skin with that soft matte natural finish. So let me know in the comments below if you're interested in kind of learning more about those products, because for some reason people are just raving about them. But let's wait a few months because something new will come out and maybe they'll forget about them. Then we have Urban Decay. I was really interested in seeing their Moondust Space Cowboy eyeshadow quad. This I was not sure about. I was kind of on the edge because I have the last Moondust eyeshadow palette, and this one isn't all Moondust eyeshadows. It's 2 Moondust eyeshadows, and I think the others are just shimmers and metallics. Seeing this in person, y'all, if you haven't seen it in person yet, swatch it. It is actually so much prettier in person. I highly recommend, if you have your eyes on this, buy it during the sale. I don't say that often, but it's gorgeous. I think you'll be really happy with this. I decided that I wanted to buy this because I do want to compare it to the Patrick Ta. As you can tell, I have some video ideas coming up. So I was gonna add this to my cart, but they were sold out in store. Then I went to go see the Makeup Forever HC Skin Blush and Glow Face Palette. Honestly, I feel like I was wrong about this. In my last review, I talked about the Sculpt and Shape palette and how I wasn't really a fan of it. It was really creamy, easy to blend, but I felt like the formula was kind of a little bit too moisturizing, if that makes sense, like almost too creamy for my skin. It didn't work for me that well. It didn't fully set, but these blushes swatched very differently. They weren't like a glowy, luminous finish. I actually feel like they set down on the skin. They were also very vibrant blush colors. If the whole palette was blushes, I would have considered this. However, half of the palette was blushes, half of the palette was highlighters, and I probably wouldn't use half of the palette and wouldn't really enjoy it. So it wasn't a good buy for me, but if you are interested and you like cream highlighters and cream blushes, you feel some type of need for that, maybe you're a makeup artist, this didn't look like a bad buy. And of course we have the Huda Beauty Easy Blur Natural Finish Airbrush Foundation. Why am I saying the whole entire name? I'm not sure. I feel like that's gonna get old. This foundation, like the one size swatched it on my hand, loved finish, felt creamy. I think this felt a little bit more lightweight than the one size one. If I were to pick between the two, probably do the Huda Beauty. But like I said earlier, not really on the market to try new foundations, but I am interested and I'm putting a pin on it. Then I saw the Easy Blur primer and this really didn't feel like anything special to me. It felt like the Smashbox blurring primer, if you know what I'm talking about. Very silicone-y. But then looking at this online, I didn't realize it was silicone free. I feel like that is so bizarre because when you put it on your hands, it looks like a silicone primer, but it's not. Because I decided to buy the Oil Sucker, I am skipping over this one. I think the Oil Sucker is probably going to do more for my skin than this primer. Alright, now the Huda Beauty Icy Nude eyeshadow palette. This looked phenomenal in person, I'm not gonna lie, but it wasn't what I expected it to be. I did kind of predict that it wasn't as cool tone or icy as you think. In person, there was more depth to the palette and depth to the matte eyeshadows. What I was really impressed with were the shimmers. I would have bought this palette just for the shade Aurora. It was this beautiful like rose gold mauve shimmer, so creamy. But the mattes were kind of lackluster to me, and I feel like I wouldn't like the full palette, so it was not worth the buy. I do have to say though, this is really popular. It's sold out online and there was only one left in my store. I think eyeshadow palettes are back, y'all. Ooh, okay, Danessa Myricks. I was debating between the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Powder Serum and the Oil Sucker Primer from Patrick Starr. I ended up going with the one size simply just because it's newer and I think y'all would be interested in hearing my thoughts. But now I'm like, should I have gotten the Yummy Skin Primer to compare? Because I do wonder what the differences are. The Yummy Skin Primer is also supposed to mattify your skin. It has niacinamide and hyaluronic acid. It is a lot more watery. I think with the one size it has more of like that silicone watery feel. So let me know what y'all think. I swatched a bunch of the Danessa Myricks Color Fix cream pigments on my hand. I have been eyeing this for such a long time. This would have been a purchase just to get to know the brand a little bit more. I love a good like cream liquid eyeshadow product because I feel like they last on your eyes. So I have this on my list. I didn't buy it in the moment because I feel like aside from getting to know the brand a little bit more, I can't think of any like urgent content ideas around this product. Then we have the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Forever Flushed Lip and Cheek Set. I am very interested in this. I do think that the colors in here are gorgeous. I've heard great things about the formula. Y'all know I love a good blush, so I feel like this would be good product knowledge. I just hesitate to buy it because it is a gift set and I don't know if I'm gonna like all of the shades. I'm hoping that she comes out with the limited edition shades separately because that would be more enticing for me. Then I spotted the Danessa Myricks Lightwork palette, and you know from watching my past videos that I have been wanting this palette. I am in my eyeshadow era right now. There are so many eyeshadow videos that I want to film and share with you, and I feel like getting this palette would just open up the doors for so many different looks. So I was very excited to be able to swatch all the shades in person, see what it's all about, and it was so much prettier in person. I debated on getting it in store or waiting until Black Friday, where Danessa Myricks might have a 30 to 40% off discount, but after much debate I concluded that I was just going to pay for the convenience of buying it in store, getting it right then and there. I do really want to get a video out about it before Black Friday, so if you were eyeing it, maybe you can decide whether it's worth the buy or not. Spoiler, I absolutely love it and I haven't had it for long, so take that with a grain of salt, but it is so pretty. The formula is chef's kiss. And then we just have some gift sets that I literally didn't care about. The Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil Lip Liners, $30. You know how I feel about that. For a lot of people, this is gonna look like a great gift set, but it's not. It's really not. The Merit Mini Flush Balm Cream Blush Trios. I don't know why people are like going crazy over this too. I think a lot of people really like the cream blush formula from Merit. I'm not a cream blush girly, but I think it's cute. Then I saw the Elle Ethereal Baked Face Palette. They had light, medium, and deep. I ordered this online because they were sold out in store. Swatched it in person. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I think just like the Hourglass palettes, I thought the Hourglass palettes were terrible because when I swatched those, I thought they were ashy, but then when I actually used it, it looked beautiful on the skin. And that's what I'm hoping is gonna happen with Ilia, because swatching these in person looked kind of chalky and the medium didn't have as much depth as I was hoping it would have. So we'll see how I feel about this palette. Also, after buying the Ilia Face Base Milk, I have my eyes on Ilia a little bit closer now. Moving on to Makeup by Mario. They do have a mini sculpt and pop on the go duo for $30. I would buy this just to get the shade Raspberry and a mini. I've been eyeing that for such a long time, but I could care less about the cream bronzer contour stick. But what I was really most interested in was the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes Moonlight palette. You know that I have been really torn about buying this, and seeing it in person kind of confirmed things for me. I specifically wanted this palette for the navy blue shade, and also because I do like this formula. I have his last Ethereal Eyes palette, and a lot of people have really been enjoying this one, but when I swatched the navy blue shade in person, it looked very dark. Like, it didn't look navy blue at all. The shimmers were gorgeous. I would have bought the palette just for the shimmers, but then all the other shades were kind of like meh to me. Like, I have duplicates of them, and as much as I really like the shimmers, I'm like, the Danessa Myricks palette has like a similar vibe. They're not the same formula, but a similar vibe, and I think the Danessa Myricks palette comes with more eyeshadows, is a better value. So in that moment, I decided that this palette wasn't worth it. And last but not least, for makeup, the infamous Patrick Ta eyeshadow duos. I am so glad that they had this in store because I was able to really swatch all the shades without having to buy them all, compare them, and see my thoughts on if it's worth $42. Spoiler, they're not all the same. Some duos are more reflective than others, some duos are more glittery and shimmery than others, and I don't think that they're anything special. Don't get me wrong, they're beautiful. I think that they are really pretty. They have this scattered shimmery effect, but they're being explained as like the most innovative, top quality thing that you can get, and I don't think that's true. It's beautiful, yes, but not a unique formula at all. I did buy one duo for research purposes. I got the shade in, I think it was Do You Know Who I Am, which is the gold duo. In person, that was the most reflective duo, and then the other one that I felt like was probably worth it is the more taupey shade. I don't know what it's called. It's like In the Club. No, it's not In the Club. Something Club. So if you are interested in buying any of them, they're currently sold out online and probably in store. What I would suggest is the gold duo or the taupe duo, because those are the most shimmery and glimmery, unless you prefer more of a subtle glitter. And then the other shades are probably what I would recommend. Glossier also had a bunch of new things going on. They had their new perfumes. I smelled those in person. I didn't like either of them. I love Glossier You, but the new scents were not for me. The last thing I ended up picking up is the Laneige Lip Glowy Balm in the scent Candy Cane. I have gotten countless recommendations to try out this lip balm, and we are about to head into the dry lip winter season, so I thought this would be good knowledge for me to have, and it's actually in a scent. I'm hoping Candy Cane smells like peppermint. I'm guessing. It's in a scent that I'll actually like, which I've been waiting for, so I'll keep you updated on if I like this and how it compares to other lip balms I've tried. For right now, I am still waiting for some of the products to be delivered, but what I picked up in store was the One Size Oil Sucker Primer. It's a lot more liquidy than I thought it was going to be. When you blend it onto the skin, a little goes a long way. You really don't need a lot of this. You can feel it happening. Like, you can feel it drying out like that area of your face, kind of like a face mask, and it truly sets. Now, my first experience of this so far was not great, so I'm gonna try it with another foundation. Then I got got the last Kulfi Sona cream shadow, and this is worth the hype. I wore this all day when I was filming and it did not crease. It still looked beautiful at the end of the day. It's a very buildable cream shadow, so you can add this on your eyes for like a light golden sheen, or you can build it up for a more flakier glittery topper. And then what I am most excited about, which is the Danessa Meyerich Light Work palette. Just like initial thoughts so far, when you swatch these, beautiful. There's a mixture of textures in here, so if you love a mixture of textures, you're gonna really like this palette. There are some shades that feel like the ColourPop Super Shock. Other shades feel like Adept Cosmetics shimmers. They're very creamy. And then other shades feel like Glam Light shimmers. So if you like any of those formulas, that's what you get all in one palette. And of course you can stack these, you can take out the shadows and play with them. I seriously cannot get enough of this, and I just can't wait to share more with you. And then coming in the mail, we have the Ilia Ethereal Eyes Face Palette, the Patrick Ta Do You Know Who I Am duo, the Urban Decay Moondust Space Cowboy Glitter Eyeshadow, the Laneige Lip Glowy Balm. If you are interested in seeing me try on the products, review the products, then be sure you are subscribed to my channel. In total, rounded up, I spent $290, which my budget was $350, so I was under budget. I am still debating on the Dior foundation, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna pass. We also have to remember there's probably going to be another 20% off sale for everyone at the end of the month, like they usually do, probably around Black Friday. It's usually like a one-time code. And if there's anything that you think that I should try, let me know in the comments below, because I'll probably just wait until the next sale. We're bringing back the mic. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new to my channel, and as always, oh wait, comment down below and let me know what you bought at the Sephora sale, if you shopped the Sephora sale, if you skipped the Sephora sale, and then like the video, subscribe if you're new to my channel, and as always, I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye!